Hello and good evening for Thursday, November 9th, 2023. We have just finished watching the finale of Big Brother 25, the 42nd episode, if you can believe it. But we're just getting started here on Super Mater Brothers Podcasting. We're back to talk about the end of this season. We've been off for a few episodes here because we just couldn't stand it anymore. But we're here tonight to talk about it all. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. I'm Dave Mater, joined with Jaemeel Robinson, who I think he might be drinking something hard there in that cup. You're muted, Jaemeel. Yeah, we're, spoilers ahoy. We're talking about the ending here of Big Brother 25, if you didn't want to know. But of course, what does it matter? Jaemeel, I still can't hear you.
Sorry, I paused myself just so that none of the longer words get onto the podcast. There's no spoilers. Like, if you watched Thursday's episode, you knew what the outcome was.
Well, I think that was kind of our problem here. Why we've been off for a little while. We weren't here Tuesday. We weren't here Sunday. We just couldn't bring ourselves to do it because it was like this has been wrapped up for a while. I was a bit surprised. Okay, and of course, Jag won. Big Brother 25. Everybody, he wins 5-2 here against
Matt.
Against Matt, who only gets Sari and Felicia's votes in the end here. Even after Dr. Will, did his whole segment here tonight. Lots to talk about, lots to break down here. But Jaemeel, like, that's not even like the big tragedy here, I think. I think we have to get right to the heart of it. We were supposed to be done. We were supposed to be done, Big Brother, for 2023. It was over. We're here. Here we are in November.
You're gonna have to bear with me. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was a cruel, horrible irony here at the end, where they came out with this no, not guys. We know we've been dragging out Big Brother till November. And maybe it's because we're here on the Canadian channel. We already did Big Brother Canada this year, so we there's been very few months we've been off in this whole year. We're like, we got the holidays, we got Christmas, but no, Big Brother 25 announces here at the end. We have reindeer games coming. Big Brother reindeer games, a Christmas themed.
If Ben Affleck is not involved, I'm out.
Yeah.
This will fix everything.
No, it won't. No, it didn't.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, like, okay. What was your reaction to this new Big Brother announcement, a new format? Hold on, like Julie here introduces it.
Big Brother Reindeer Games. It's a new game and a new set of rules as legendary BB players return to compete to be the last one standing.
I cackled. What is like
this?
No reindeer game.
This whole thing at the end, like I'll give them this. I'll give them the credit that they brought back Frankie Grande and whoever the other two are. And it's this time laser thing that was the whole season. They were so committed to this theme this season. I gotta say, like it. They heard the criticisms that they weren't living up to the theme like Big Brother Canada, and I think they went a little overboard here. They're like, you know what, Canada, we're not only going to do the theme right to the end, like this multiverse theme is going to matter so much. We're going to then go to like the Santaverse, here for the reindeer games and bring back all the legends like Derek X and Tiffany and Jordan. I'm like, what is happening? What is this what are the reindeer games? Why is this? I know we should be talking more about the ending of the show and Jag winning this and everything, but I am intrigued, but I'm also horrified.
Are you intrigued? I'm not. The time between now and when Big Brother Canada happens is the cooling off period for me. I'm like, you know what? I don't have to worry about Big Brother. At this point, typically, unless it's the season I really enjoyed, I hate this show. And then it gives me enough time for me to like, you know what? No, I like Big Brother. No. This next season is going to be great. And then
Right.
Big Brother comes and I'm like, I'm full of vigor and verve, right?
Yeah.
And
Right. You
it
need to
gets me
every
through.
season.
This no. I tapped on the celebrity Big Brother last time, right? I did not last long when we were recording that show, and it's going to be the same with this one. I no. It is Mary Bass is correct. No, this is so dumb. This is
Why?
we have no content.
We have no content.
We need something for the winter holidays that costs nothing. Let's do this. We only have to pay for the stipend. It's
Yeah, we don't even need to really think anything of. We just got to come up with a couple games. 6 episodes this December. And Jane's like, you guys can handle that, right? It's just another 6.
Oh, so she's volunteering to do this podcast.
No, she is most certainly not.
Yeah, see, it's very different when that comes
when
up.
you're living it. Yeah, we're here on the air. We're grinding it out. It's one thing to watch the show, but it's another thing to get on here and talk about it. Not that I guess this is our 33rd podcast, so we skipped about 9 episodes in this. And
I think we had to skip it for our own mental health.
Yeah.
Honestly, like we had to. Here's the thing: when people were talking about possible rumors for what this was going to be, you heard things like, "Oh, it's going to be a Legend season. It's going to be another BBOTT 2, right?" Like everyone had like their different little, versions of what this is. I don't think anyone wants this, right? Sorry. You know what? I take that back. There are probably a couple of people who want that. Everyone who wants to know what Jeff and Jordan are up to, right?
I don't like. I didn't even watch
I don't
this
either,
season.
but there's people who do.
Okay, but like, I guess this was the 25th season, and so there's a long history now here. But there's a lot of alumni, and there's many marriages and children and everything they like to boast about.
People wanted second chances. We wanted Summer Steve. We wanted Glenn to have his chance to get off the island. Right. There's there is a slew of people. If they told me if it was a second chance mini season, you know what? I can possibly get behind this. But like, what strategies they're going to be in a 6 episode game, right? With Jordan, like with Tiff, like what are they going to do?
An abomination. This is like
No.
This is everything. Like, okay, like we don't have to do 6 podcasts on this. Like maybe 1 podcast. Maybe at the end something like we don't even do 6 podcasts for like Loki, which we're kind of excited to talk about tomorrow on the Mary Maid or Marvel Society.
Okay, I'll be perfectly honest. Like every commercial, I kept going back to Loki and keep watching more, and then I'm like, should I raise the volume, lower the volume, and just keep watching Loki, or should I actually pay attention? Big Brother won out. You're welcome. I sacrificed again. The second sacrifice I had to do because I should be at the Marvels right now. I gave up my tickets to go watch this, and going,
thank you.
Marvel sucks. You know what? I would watch Love and Thunder over this episode of Big Brother. Okay.
Yeah, well, that's saying something. And thank you for your sacrifice, to be otherwise. I feel like we have to wrap up this season of
yes,
and
yes.
then we just think we're wrapping it up. Here we are. They're talking about this reindeer games, and we'll see what we want to do with it. But I agree with you. The concept sounds dumb. It doesn't even sound like Big Brother. It just sounds like they're bringing a bunch of ex Big Brother players. They're doing a version of the challenge, maybe in the Big Brother setting, and whatever. But
there's probably not going to be any feeds, right?
Right.
That's one of the main reasons why they probably were able to get people back. It's 6 episodes. Is it going to be live? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right? Are they going to be in any type of isolation? When I say isolation, like typically the cast is not announced until, they're in isolation. I doubt it to be the case. So people are going to be able to pre-plan. It's going to be the exact same thing as Big Brother All Stars, and the people who are in this thing, they're immediately going to get voted out. They're not going to stand a chance.
They said one person will come from this season over into that.
You know why they said one person?
Why?
Because they're gonna go through the cast and they're like, no, okay, next person, no, okay, next person, no.
I was specifically watching Cerise's face when they were talking about it, and they're like, she was like, it will not be me. And I also think Felicia was like, not me.
No, Felicia's done. Felicia's done. We will laugh. We will laugh if the person ends up being Kirsten. Because they went through the entire cast and everyone said no, and she was literally the last person. I believe she would be the last person to be asked.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Kyle would be the last person to be asked.
Kyle will be the last person asked. We will never he was not part of this at all. And you'll never, he'll be a footnote in this season, if anything. Let's get back to this finale. Okay. So I think the pain of this has been that, it's just been it's been a foregone conclusion that Jag has been running the show. He's so much more advanced than a lot of these other players. Bowie Jane, I think in particular, has been an incredibly frustrating person to have in the house. She's a version of Victoria and Christmas sort of wrapped up into one, oblivious, but also just incredibly loyally devoted.
So, Dave, I was watching this with my niece, and my niece had some takes. First episode of the season she's ever watched, right? So,
right.
She's like, okay, she had a couple thoughts. So I'll just run through it quickly.
Yeah.
What's up with Matt's hair? Is that a wig? She said. Was it? What's the name? Blue. What's her deal? She's scary, right? I guess she dresses fine, but she seems kind of messed up.
Bowie
Right?
Jane?
No, this is Blue.
Oh, Blue.
Right?
Yeah, Blue.
Because Blue was like
Blue's whole vibe. I'm not quite sure how to comment on it, but yeah.
And then it took maybe, I think, 2 sentences out of Bowie Jane's mouth for her to just recoil. She's like, "Oh, I don't like her at all. Can she stop talking?" Right?
Yeah, that's kind of. I think everyone feels. I'm like, how did she get on this show again?
She must be a really good lawyer.
She must be she's a criminal lawyer, like a trial attorney, specializing in money laundering or something. And some other things. Her parents are billionaires, and
supposedly,
yeah, that's what I'm told.
And was it Jag is rich?
Jag's, but he's not billionaire rich,
But he runs a trucking company, does very well for himself.
He does, yes.
Yes.
And Matt's, I don't know. I think Matt's okay too, but
Matt's probably okay as an Olympian. He probably does not make that much, but going forward, he's probably going to have a lot of endorsements. So
I think he has some opportunities in front of him. I think
he'll be pretty well. He'll do pretty well.
So this final 3, I think, was hard. I think you credit to them. They and to Jag, I guess, he was methodical in how he pulled off this win. I thought that at the end that Matt was so likable that he would beat Jag in the end. Ultimately, that I was wrong with that. Jag had the votes.
That speech, bro.
Whose speech?
Both speeches. I'm sorry. Anyone who thought about voting for Matt, after those speeches, to me it was a foregone conclusion that Jag won. Because Matt was like, I guess that's it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wah wah. Wow, that was just a stinker of a speech.
I thought the questions were worse. I thought that
the questions were bad.
I thought that they both came off bad in the questions. Matt's the thing he was positioned with was what did you do different than Jag? Because the perception is that you were just doing whatever Jag told you to do. You were kind of the tag along, the sidekick, the Robin to his Batman, whatever. And he just well, no, the thing I did on my own was save Jag. I'm like, that's the worst answer you can give, Matt. That is you could have said anything else. It could have been
he couldn't have said I put myself in a position where I was on good terms with everyone, so any threats to my possible, shield, which was Jag, I was able to deflect it and also we were aware of any threats as possible. So, sorry, Mary Beth's statement kind of just threw me off. So, Jag wants to get all the blood in his hands. That's cool. I'm being the smart one because I knew where all the blades were pointed, and I moved him out of the way, and I made sure that he was able to point in the right direction. Like, that is a better answer. That is an answer where you put your social game at the forefront and show that it's a weapon, right? He's like, yeah, I saved Jag. You're welcome. Right? So Mary Beth had an answer. Mary Beth had a statement about the speeches. So let me read it out. She said, I would never voted for Jag after a speech. So I could understand his speech being very polarizing, where he was basically saying, you're welcome for me being me, right? Of me being so awesome. But at the same time, is he wrong? Like, the show has enabled him to be in a position where he thinks he's great because he was great at what the show lined up for him, right? So I just think it was fitting that we got that type of thing that it's, let's say, for example, a parent goes out of his way and creates like an Olympics for their 2-year-old, and it's like, hey buddy, just hop over the broomstick, yay, gold medal, right? Put the thing in the garbage, right? Yay, great job, right? After they win their 10th medal, right? And they go to kindergarten, they're like, yeah, I'm pretty awesome. They're going to have a big head. That's what Jag had because the show set it up for him. Just like how Matt said one of his greatest achievements was winning the same challenge twice during double evictions because stupidly, right, we got the exact same veto, right, for the double eviction veto.
Double eviction episodes. I think the ball pit was a different color in the two different challenges.
Oh, sorry. I stand corrected.
One of them was like popcorn or something, or I don't know. But or corn, maybe. I don't know. But let's just okay. Like, and so Jag's speech, I thought he was yelling a lot. His answers to some of these questions were very angry, in particular when America said, Jag, in your goodbye messages after we're evicted, you're taking credit for it. But like right up until we're going out, you're saying you're good. You're not voting me out. Blah blah blah. And we thought that was cowardly. A lot of the people in the jury feel like that's cowardly. How do you respond to that? He did not like that question or challenge.
He did not. You are right.
Yeah. And he started like really getting like aggressive. I was like, where is this going? Is this man going to drive off a cliff here? But ultimately he doesn't quite. He kind of comes up to the edge of it. And then he goes, and thank you. And I think when Blue asks him something later on, he also doesn't like it. It was interesting to see how he responded and how he was like, listen, I am responsible for all of you. I have your blood all over my hands. And I was like, okay. I think he had some strong points, but
but you also want the person who's responsible for your eviction, quote unquote responsible, to at least take responsibility, because sometimes you have people who are like, well, it wasn't really me, or I was a contributing factor. Like, you want someone to like admit freely that you got bested by someone, right? Not like by happenstance, right? Because if it was by happenstance, that means you're an idiot who slipped on a banana peel, as opposed to someone pushed you, and you tripped and fell, and that's why you lost.
Well, how do you feel about just Jag as a winner here? Now that this has all happened, or 100 days later, here we are. He was voted out unanimously, brought back by Matt.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think that Chris Underhill is one of the best Survivor players of all time?
Can you compare Jag to Chris Underhill? Like, is that the
right? He got voted out and he came back in the game and won.
Yeah, but he went to like Exile Island for like a month. Like Jag
And did
Jag
what?
never
And
even
did
left the
what?
house.
And he'd won one challenge and got back in the house?
Yeah, but I don't think it's a direct comparison because I just think because Chris in his Survivor season he went to live on like edge of extinction, right, for some amount of time. He was out of the game, whereas Jag never left the game. Even compared to other buyback type players like Judd or whoever, he's like who actually went to the jury house or went to sequester and then came back into the house. That never was in Jag's case, right? So yes, he gets evicted. And so I don't know how you want to you can put an asterisk next to his name as a winner, but
I think so. I think that you're kind of misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm not going to put him in like the greats category. He won, right? And to me, it was kind of a no-brainer that he won. A little disappointing. Is he not deserving of the win? No, I think he deserves to win. Do I think he's a great winner? Or do I think of this season in high regard to say that he accomplished something great? Not really. I'm never going to watch this season probably ever again.
I think
It's like occasionally I go and put on YouTube like summaries of like seasons or like the greatest hits. The greatest hits of this season is a couple of songs. It isn't an album. Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what in terms of how we're gonna look back on the season, I don't know. Maybe I think time can only help it, just because I feel like it's felt incredibly long. I feel like Jag has been in control here for a while. I think since Corey went out of the game in particular, it's been really tough. And that was how many days ago did Corey go out? Corey went down on day 79. So it's been like 23 weeks, basically, this last 3 weeks of the show. I just feel like, okay, it's Jag's thing to lose here. I thought that Matt was so likable and would be so commended for, yes, he got has the disability that he can't hear a lot. There's a game of whispering and quiet conversations usually in rooms, and he had to adapt. And so I thought that ultimately the jury would award that over Jag. So when Jag ultimately wins this in the end here in this final HOH, when it was them and it comes down to the math where they have to guess how many minutes went by or whatever. I thought that in a challenge or whatever, it's you basically how many minutes are in 3 hours or just under 3 hours. But I guess they wouldn't know exactly because they don't have clocks and watches and things like that. And it was a little while ago, but ultimately, yeah, Jag wins it. I thought he was the Cody. I thought I messaged you. I was like, this is Big Brother 16. Jag is Cody. He doesn't take Bowie Jane, the obvious GOAT, who Jag would have won 7-0 against Bowie Jane, right? How no one was ever going to give Bowie Jane the win, right? So, but he's like, no, I have to do this for my honor, for my family. I'm taking Matt, right? But ultimately, I think he knew he was going to beat Matt too. And he was right. So he had a better read on it than I did. So credit to Jag there too. But yeah, that. So ultimately, he's not the Cody in this situation. I don't know who to compare him to exactly, or what kind of a season I would go with here. But yeah, Jag, credit to him. It just wasn't that fun to watch him dominate in this particular way in the especially in this last few weeks of the game, ever since I think he got the drop there on them. I think even before that, even when you got Cameron and Jared out at the points you did, even though they were very unlikable, they were sort of fighting and competing there, and maybe creating more dynamic on who was going to win the competitions, because ultimately you had players like Suri and Felicia here, and even, well, we can talk about Bowie Jane. She's kind of, I don't know if you can put her in the same category, but like a Blue
America,
players who never won, right?
Yeah,
and had no agency.
Well, they had no agency because the show was designed competition wise to not really give them that much agency at all,
right? And so it all came to so players like Jag and Matt just had so much more power because they were constantly winning power,
which people online could say, oh, well, they were playing the game. Folks, winning challenges isn't just playing the game, right? But unfortunately, if you have a place where people don't have agencies and you can win back-to-back HOHs, then there's less agency that's available to the remaining players who aren't male, physical, younger individuals.
Right. And Jag, happened to be good at both mental and physical, and having Matt as an ally. They the other contestants just didn't have the nerve to go after them when they should have. There was always bigger targets, or there was some other problem, or a lot of the other players were just focused on the wrong things, like Blue. So it was kind of like, as a season, it was really tough. I think there was a lot of these personality conflicts. Okay, and the other one we really need to talk about here is Cameron winning America's favorite player. What is this? Well, how did Cameron win?
Have you not gone online at all and gone to message boards or on
I would
Twitter
say no,
or
I
Reddit?
have not.
Oh my gosh, there's he was the hero. He played the game. He made things fun. Okay, and as much as you tell people that, it's you're just a hater, and you're just whatever.
The top three were Cameron, Sari, and Matt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. AmeriCorps split. AmeriCorps split to their
AmeriCorps would
votes.
probably split their vote. So I expected it to be Matt or Sari. Cameron didn't even occur to me. It could even be a top three.
Wait,
right?
What?
Why? Who likes this guy?
The casuals do.
But he's like a creep, Cameron. Right?
It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't know.
Did you see when they announced it here on stage? I was trying to find Izzy. I was like, "Where's Izzy when this is all happening?" Because you know how she felt about Cameron, right? And so she was hiding in an eclipse behind I think is that Kirsten and Corey there on the right next to Jag. I feel like Izzy was nowhere to be seen when this was announced that Cameron was the winner. Even if he wasn't portrayed for who he completely was, just me watching on the show, this guy is kind of a creep and kind of he's kind of funny at times too. He's kind of a mixed bag. But it was just he's I just was really surprised that Sari coming in here with all this fan base already wouldn't best Cameron. She went further. Cameron got voted out weeks ago. For Cameron to win this at the point he got voted out is also pretty extraordinary.
A lot of people felt like Sari was doing nothing in this game, and she was just complaining. And she was on the feed.
Well, she kind of was, yeah.
She was, yeah. So,
but she stuck it out. She did it.
She won the traders. Okay, she has money, and also the Cameron needs a house, type of narrative that was floating around a lot. Yeah, that was out there too. I thought this was disappointing in America. Not America the player, America the country. No offense, America. You don't have the best track record in terms of
elections.
Elections.
Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
The popular vote and how all those things go. Yeah. So this was. Bowie Jane's real name's not even Bowie Jane or even Jane.
Is it FBJ? It's FBJ?
Her real name's Miranda.
Miranda? Isn't that a planet?
It's like a Starship question.
Serenity reference, folks. Enjoy.
Yeah. Who had Jag was Sean's right in the draft?
Congratulations, Sean. You're gonna remember this victory forever.
Yeah, his guy got voted out day 30 and then brought back in. He also had Izzy in the draft. And winner, Gagnon. Yeah. Oh, man. That was just something else, him winning that. He seemed happy about it,
Yeah. Money for his house, for his daughter.
He is unemployed, right? He was the unemployed guy, so I guess.
I wonder if he's gonna go to Kirsten, go to Riley and say, you remind me of my daughter still.
Yeah, you want a date? You remind me so much, but no, but okay, and Riley has got a thing for Matt.
Yeah, we kind of knew that during Matt's HOH win, and he got a letter from Riley.
Yeah.
A letter from a person on the show.
He got a letter from somebody he had met and lived with for 2 weeks. Like that was, I was like, what? What is happening here?
Yeah.
So I couldn't believe that was happening at the time, and I'm still trying to get over the fact that it happened at all. I'm always begging for them to keep him until a jury.
Yeah, sure. He didn't get the seafood treatment. Spoilers for Survivor, folks. Sorry.
Yeah. How did you feel about the whole segment where Julie told everybody about
the secrets?
Sari and Jared.
I was just blah. I'm like, I don't care. I was trying to be as positive as possible, and they tried to present the information, but I'm like, who cares? Did they reveal what Kirsten's job is? No, because no one cares. No one cares.
Kirsten didn't get to say anything. Like it was something here. Like when they bring back the pre-jury boots, Red got to say something. Izzy, most of them did. Heisem was in there, but Kirsten, no, she was the only one. She just sat there and didn't say much.
He's like, look, you're getting paid for this for appearing. That's fine. I'm surprised no one says, where's Kyle?
Yeah,
where's Kyle?
No, but everyone would know that, right? Like how he left the game. It wouldn't be a surprise.
It would be a surprise though.
Yeah, we had the whole reaction to Sari and Jared being related here. Like there was sort of like the pre-jury people who were then revealed and how that all played out. They've been building this.
That was a choice. That was a choice that you were.
Oh, yes, I hope so. Yeah. I think that the best reaction tonight was actually from Felicia, who was just like, I couldn't break through that. That's why, and like she might have a point. I feel like her game ultimately suffered because she didn't realize that Jared and Felicia.
Her game suffered because she was terrible at just communicating some things to people sometimes and just getting on people. People hated that woman.
Because they thought she was related to Denzel Washington and had the privilege of that. Of all that fame and notoriety, all those Hollywood A stars. Yes, of course. Yeah. And then back to here, this the whole thing here with Riley and Matt, like good for them, I guess. But this is like the weirdest showmans ever, where like the person voted out second.
We're on the show.
You weren't even on the show, like.
But he kept pining for her on the feeds,
right? And she had the little clothespin or whatever. Riley got voted out day 16. That was so long ago now.
Yeah. But she was seeing him pine for her, right? So they're gonna make I'm pretty sure that their children are gonna end up. It's like you're trying to calculate how many children they're gonna have.
How many days has she been gone? How many days since they've seen each other?
So 16. That would be what? 84.
84 days ago.
84 days
is how much is that in weeks? That's 12 weeks. They haven't seen it, like that's I see movies with romances that they're only a day and whatever, but this seems pretty far-fetched.
So they're gonna their children
have a bra. That was the other thing with the Q-tip.
He's like, I don't know what that means.
I pulled a Q-tip out of my bra for you, Matt.
They're gonna make genetically enhanced children.
This is the eugenics wars. Is this what's happening here?
It's like, isn't their child eventually gonna be Adam Warlock? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just the blonde. Sort of like that, but it's not even just what they're just. I guess they're blue-eyed. Are they both blue-eyed? I'm not sure about Matt. But
I don't think she's blue. You never know what context.
They have that tanned look, that sort of I don't know, glow, like surfer blonde kind of.
Yeah.
Look. Yeah, it's something else. I don't know. It was kind of nice, I guess. I hope they all.
It was a 2.5 kids, picket fence, a dog and a cat. Right. White House.
Yeah. What about Jared and Blue, what do you think their future is? As a show?
Disaster.
I think that's going like get them on 90 Day Fiance or something. But
I don't even necessarily think that Cerie's comment is about Jared telling Blue. It's like, this is the woman you were hooking up with. This woman, kitty purr. Lord, we gotta talk.
Did Cerie not know that they were getting down in the house?
I think not to the extent that he would tell something that intimate.
Okay. Well, can we also what was I'm not saying like I'm Mr. Fashionista or anything, but I was really confused tonight by even Jared's outfit, like with this sweater with like the shirt, medallion. He was wearing like leather pants with like these kind of sneakers that were really like pumped up. It was very specific.
Very so. I had questions about Izzy's kind of, early 90s type of,
yeah, the turtleneck with the chain, almost like she's going for the rock look,
that's what the kids would call a vibe. But then Jared, the Mr. Rogers in Hell outfit.
Mr. Rogers in Hell, that's a good analogy.
It looks awful. That is like
Jared,
look,
aren't you like
my mom?
You're 25.
If she saw me wearing that, she's like, she would give me this look, and it would be like, "I'll give it to you." So just
the sweater. It's the sweater.
That's what you decide to wear. The passive aggressive statement for me to question my choices. She would definitely do that with that. I would never wear something like that. That looks awful.
If you just had the shirt, it'd be fine. It's just it's too much. I don't know. Like, I don't, because his mom wasn't there, Sri wasn't there. You're really gonna wear that on the finale, really?
Yeah. That's a choice. I think everyone was dressed very well to their own individual. Like Red looks good. Heisem looks like he's getting ready for his school photo when he was 15, right? 15 he's getting ready for his audition for Swing Kids.
Yeah, he's gonna be on Broadway or something,
Yeah.
Or...
Kirsten looks great. Miko looks great. Everyone even Blue with her Madonna-esque outfit, right? Yeah. I think everyone looked good. I thought Cerie's dress was amazing.
Cerie looked good. Yeah, there was some good looks tonight.
I thought Matt
with just like the darker gloves on. Those white gloves are not working for me as much. But
Matt decided finale light wasn't important at all because he just I don't know.
Jared was the appropriate thing because the loser. Yeah,
it was awful. Like, wow. I don't like when I was on the game show I was on and I brought clothes and there was like, okay, bring clothes for like five or like a couple of costume changes, something that you can change. Maybe like you have your slacks and then you change your top, like a couple of tops, a couple of pants, and we'll figure it out. Right. And they were like, this will work well. This will work with this. No one went, Jared, hey, you might want to lose that sweater. I'm just saying. I was sweating and they had him in the costume shop, right? And they're like, hey, we need you to put
maybe he had some stains coming down. They're like, don't worry, we got this sweat. No one will ever know. Like maybe that's what happened here.
Get him a jacket from Steve Harvey or something.
Would have been better.
Steve Harvey has a jacket there. We could just slip on instead. Come on.
Yeah, it was just the whole thing. Corey with the pink blazer and the black T-shirt.
He was definitely going to do that. He has his Miami Vice.
Yeah, it was a Miami Vice here, and then I guess Cameron just kind of traditional,
very casual, kind of substitute teacher type of look. You know,
on the other side here with the
everyone okay, folks. I'm not including Bowie Jane, who looks like she is getting ready for Is she delivering people's mail or
Chappelle the other night on Rob's podcast was like, why does she dress like a vampire? I don't understand. It's just
it's like this, it's like just imagine if that had sleeves and it was like a full thing. It's like, is that like a worker's outfit, like for a mail delivery person or like a construction worker? But then she has it cut off, and then it also has the neck that's kind of, it's just weird, and I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Steampunk, I guess you could call it that, or it's very specific
No gears.
aesthetic, and hey, everyone's got their form of expression, But it's unconventional for a woman,
she's
45 or even 35.
I guess so.
I liked how Felicia called her out tonight, where she's like, "You ain't no 35. I'm 63, and I know what 35 looks like." And she's like, "Yes, I'm 45." And I was like, "Is this like supposed to blow people away, or what is happening here?"
They didn't put Jared's comments to Blue about how old she looks.
Yeah, like, oh no, we got some footage here of like you guys trashing Bowie Jane and her looking outside that age. But Bowie Jane was quite taken with herself that she had fooled everybody in the house, or at least everybody but Felicia, perhaps. And so she was, I don't know, Bowie Jane. Even her exit interview tonight with Julie, where Julie was like, "Well, what do you think?" She's like, I'm just happy that Jack did it. I'm happy. I've never seen somebody so happy to be evicted, and cut at the final three like Bowie Jane. Like even Victoria was a little salty. Even like not Christmas. That's where she reminded me of Christmas. Or Christmas was almost like, "Oh no, I just want Paul to win so much. You can cut me here." But that if you have a player like that in the game who falls into your lap, and if you're smart enough to know what to do with it, whether you be Derek or Paul, then I guess credit to you. But like it's not fair. It's almost like these players should be evicted for the safety of the season, because it's like it should be allowed.
Like the lessons from previous seasons, play out. So what is the lesson learned from this season you think they're going to take away? I'm sorry if I kind of redirected, because that's ultimately what we're talking about here, right? Like like for the safety of the season, right? You're saying that people should have been voted out. So what's the lesson to be taken away for following seasons?
Yeah, well, I think so. Like, there's the lesson from us as the viewers, or the lesson like that future house guests should take.
Future house guests.
Future house guests. Okay, well, what I think will happen is that future house guests will consider everyone to be mother and son from now on. That will be like, I think that paranoia will linger for at least a couple seasons. But more than that, I think it's how do you get out players that are going to be like these lackey types early? Like, can you devise right?
Really, that's how you.
Well, that's what I think you need to do.
I think you have to I think you have to eliminate anyone the physical threat early on. You're going to see physical threats get voted out earlier.
Well, so if they try to get Jag out, he was saved right by a social game. So to his credit, he's more than just a comp winner. He did have some connections in some game, but not super sophisticated. I think like we've talked about here, like it was okay.
I know, but like they got rid of Heisem, they got rid of Jared and Cameron.
Yes,
and but then there was too many
in particular. I think
too many physical threats left on the board.
When I watched that clip show on Tuesday, I was like, when they were talking about Heisem and all his diary room sessions, I was like, Heisem is the player I wish had stuck around into the jury phase of the game. He was cute. I think he went out week 3. He played too hard, too strong, and I understand why it happened to him. He wasn't the best player.
Way too intense,
but he made it interesting for a while. Like if you think about it, he reminded me almost like a Vanessa Russo, or I think that and that's probably how he would have played. And maybe that style of game doesn't work for you either, but
well, not necessarily working for me. I just mean working for that type of house. I don't think they would have been, especially after how like Serene Company were kind of in control of that game.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people would have appreciated another iron gripped house like that.
I guess not. I think just for I'm going for what's going to be the most entertaining thing to watch. So I guess ultimately, like, Bowie Jane was maybe one of the issues of the season. What created circumstances that made it less entertaining. Not just that she was less entertaining, But like I think that players like her,
she
and
didn't have
Christmas,
any agency in the game. She was just basically a puppet the entire
right.
time. Like
But
a therefore.
she won HOH a bunch of times,
And what did she do with those HOHs?
whatever
She just,
Jag told her to do.
which is like what?
Yeah, that's like so. Jag won back to back. He won the Invisible HOH, then he won HOH the week after, which I don't think he should have been able to. Then when Bowie Jane, I think, won Power next, or was it Matt? I can't remember. But
No, it was Boy Jane after.
so like his trio, and like like can you blame them? Like they made an alliance, they kept winning Power. He happened to be the person who was able to pull their strings, right? So he made a strong alliance and he won the game, and good on him. It became sort of like there's no competition here. There's no intrigue, drama to the season compared to last season where we had Taylor, who was like this marginalized player who was like cast aside and ridiculed and treated somewhat unfairly, maybe more than somewhat, and then went on to win the season, right?
But at the same time, like even you think of last season where it just went kind of back and forth, like, well, not entirely, but like what I enjoyed about the beginning of the season was the back and forth, right? Where no one really seemed to be in power, even though Suri and company were like such a large dominant force. It's not like they had like an iron grip over the game, right? But they knew where all the bodies were lying. So, like it was interesting to see how that was played. Are people going to find out? And when people found out about it, I was like, oh my gosh! It was kind of exciting. Like, what's going to happen? And then we just got this nothing burger of a last end of the season, which was so disappointing. Where there wasn't really any back and forth at all. It was just the slow walk to doom, basically, right?
Yeah.
It's a season that is, it started off interesting and then it just petered out to the end once it got to the midpoint. It was too long.
Too long,
yeah.
too late into the year. I feel like this, this is a summer show. It's starting in August. I think ultimately was like hard to, as a viewer, I think, just be excited for it, because I think there's more shows going on this time of year. Here we are tonight talking about this when we should be talking about watching Loki tonight, and all that, right? So it's kind of like
I'm about 20-30 minutes into the episode.
Survivor's different. Survivor's a once a week show. This is a 3 episode a week show. It's a very different commitment as a viewer. 14 weeks.
And that doesn't include all the information that you're getting from the live feeds as well.
Right. And you're into all that, right? And I think, like, I guess some people can't get enough. I can get enough. Like, I think that you can have too long of a season. Last season was only 12 weeks. This was 2 weeks longer this year. Plus, it was later in the year, like crossing over with more traditional fall TV. So I think that there are some other reasons other than just that, the cast or the gameplay was a little bit stagnant or a little bit too easy or whatever. And because Jag could have won this 2 weeks ago. Like you could have done it
2 weeks ago. I went and I said how the season was going to play out, and I think the order of the boots were a little bit different, right? So the order of the boots were different. I said Felicia was going to get voted up before Suri, and I also said that Jag was going to win part 1 and Matt was going to win part 2. Other than that, everything I read out happened. It happened, right? And that was a couple of weeks ago.
True. So, and good point. It's just been sort of like paint by numbers, sort of like, who wants to watch that? Like, it would be like okay, like you're going into like the playoffs and you have one good team and you have like 15 other teams that are just whatever bums, and they're going to get mauled over here. And that's kind of what it felt like this season, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, what's this?
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 6, pick up 7. Insert comments.
BB25. I'm updating the leaderboard here for our draft because Sean did get a win here with Jag. Right? Comment. So we'll put that on the because why don't I throw that up here quickly? 11.
Congratulations, Sean.
Sean, You know, he's won a few times here. You do you feel like
Not
Sari, your pick? Well, you know, not you.
Not pick.
All of our different winners here as Sean wins his first Big Brother USA draft. He's won Survivor 3 times though, so that's pretty impressive. Actually, no, now Sean is our all-time great, isn't he? With 5 wins.
Well, he was on 4 last time.
Yeah. So and he could win Survivor, right? So
Oh, he's not going to win Survivor.
he's not going to win Survivor. Who does he have in Survivor?
I don't know.
I'm just checking quickly. Sean still has D. Will D win Survivor?
No, D won't win Survivor.
D will probably not win Survivor. So he's
Will Emily win Survivor?
Yeah.
Who knows? We're gonna have a all-star with Gabler versus Emily.
Maybe I'd watch
Maybe.
that. I'd rather watch that. Put them in reindeer games. Maybe I'll watch. So
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay, so what else is there from this episode? The Dr. Will segment tonight. How'd you feel about that?
Poor Dr. Will. Poor Dr. Will.
What has happened to his look here with like
I think he's getting fashion tips from Frankie Grande.
Frankie Ground.
Frankie.
This will fix everything.
Frankie Grande is my and your age.
Frankie
Like,
Grande.
he's born in 83. Like he's 40 like us. And he's looking.
Damn.
What is just I'm playing the clip.
This will fix everything.
What has he done?
Folks, if you wanted to do yourself a favor, go watch the movie Strictly Ballroom, right? He's one of the dancers in that. He looks exactly like one of the dancers. Like
Right.
the face that looks like a whole bunch of skin was pulled right from the back of his head.
He was like almost vampire
Yeah.
to me.
Lord.
This jury segment, I don't know. I'm sort of over. I feel like they're just doing the same thing over and over again. The Dr. Will segment, jury segment. You have this competition at the end where they give you 3 true and false statements. Like,
It's the
what
same
is
thing.
this? What is that? I'm like, mix it up, okay? You know, if anything, I feel.
Did you think that Jag was gonna lose part 2? When it was
No, like I knew there was no way that Bowie Jane was going to beat him in that competition, even though he didn't do a great time. And if he had gone against like Corey or somebody, I'm sure he would have lost. But he was able to. He made sure that those players were gone. So he, you know.
And during the Dr. Will thing, the funniest thing from that section was when Sari goes, yeah, Cameron was dominant, but he had a terrible social game. No offense.
No offense. And then he wins America's favorite player, you know. So, but both those things are true. Yeah, like I just think, okay, if anything, I've been feeling about the season, I'm like, maybe they need a regime change in production here. Like, I think like Alison Grodner, Rich Meehan, you know, how long have they been in
Too long.
Like,
Too long. They
well,
did
not
a
since the
vacation.
beginning, but like almost like are they Lauren Michaels? Are they going to always do this show forever and ever and ever, or can they pass the torch on to a new team, a new leadership team? If this was a company, it would have happened by now. I guess it kind of is, right? Like, you know, just to see if
just take a break, even just a break, recharge, you know, take a year off, you know. It just seems so samey at a certain point. Like the formula is exactly the same, and it's not expect the unexpected. It is pre-planned. We know what's happening, right? And just hope that a planned twist doesn't screw up your game completely.
Yeah, well, I feel like you're right there. The whole expect the unexpected used to be the whole mantra of the game. It used to be just sort of this wacky, weird sort of thing. And now it's become incredibly predictable. A lot of the competitions, you know exactly when they're coming up. You can almost predict the double evictions. And you know, sometimes I'm like, no, just give me traditional Big Brother, especially in the first few weeks. That's all what I do want. But then I want the twist. But they always front load the twists. And then they get annoying and they get in the way, and then things start to go awry. I don't know. Like I just think that they've the house guests need to be sort of more agitated. I want more a commentary about how it's hard to live in the house. Like on the episode on Tuesday, that's what I thought I liked about that episode, even though we didn't do a podcast right after. I felt like this is more what I want. I want more of like how it's hard to be away from home, how it's hard to live in a house with no phone and no internet and blah, blah, blah. Right. Like, just your daily routine. Like
they didn't do the, hey, this is what happened since you've been gone type of thing, which they've done. Who won the World Series? Who like like none of that has happened. Hey,
you want to know what's going on in Israel and
any Zionists in the house?
Brace yourself.
It's frustrating, and it's just really tiring, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just
and that's the thing. So reindeer games, I think we got to maybe do one podcast on it, but just maybe.
I say get all the people who don't watch Big Brother, like Jody.
Guys, we're bringing you in for the show. It's completely new. It's gonna be the most exciting thing ever. Here, I got the clip here. I pulled it in from the trailer.
Davan, Jody.
Big Brother fans, Santa here spreading holiday cheer. This December, it's time for reindeer games, legendary players, wintry challenges, and a festive format to jingle your bells. Big Brother Reindeer Games. The unwrapping starts December 11th on CBS.
New CBS Tuesday.
Is it it's 6 episodes. Is it 3 episodes per week? Or is it 2 episodes per week?
It's got to be, right? Because it just starts December 11th. That's only 2 weeks before Christmas. So they're not going to, this isn't going to go past Christmas, right? Like,
Christmas is on a Monday and a Tuesday, right? Christmas Eve, Monday, Christmas Day, Tuesday.
Christmas Eve is Sunday, and then Christmas Day is a Monday.
Really? Okay.
So
sorry.
The 11th is 2 weeks.
I look at holidays as the days I'm off. So the Monday and Tuesday I'm off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then we got Boxing Day on the
Tuesday. Yeah.
The 6th.
So 27th last episode. I don't think that would be a smart choice because people will be by their family. So yeah, it should end just before Christmas. So 2 weeks.
Does anybody want to be at the Big Brother house on Christmas Day? Is that really
no?
what
There's
we're
no.
doing now?
I think there's going to pre-tape. I don't think it's going to be live.
But they'll air it at Christmas.
No, they'll air it the week before Christmas. But I think it's still going to be a pre-tape.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. This is so weird.
Tell them to live in the house for a week. They record it. 6 episodes over the course of 7 days, and then that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. Jaemeel, anything else? I feel like we have to.
No, I sorry, folks. I've been done for the last 2 weeks when it comes to this show.
Yeah, I don't think we need to drag this on anymore. I think we've said what needs to be said about this season. And I hope they hear us. I hope they probably won't, but I hope they hear us out there. Like, I still like Big Brother, but I want more from the show.
I love Big Brother. I love it, and I question if I'm ever going to be on this show.
Me too, because I'm just like, it's hard to get excited with this season, just how it played out, how long it was, the different issues we listed out, and that it needs a shot of freshness. It's a little stagnant, it's a little bit predictable, and I think that and a lot of the casting, the cast are very safe and methodical, and
yeah,
you need more.
Like, if you can super fan. Like, basically, the playbook. That's also a little bit boring. I want the fans to have an appreciation of the game, not like I know everything's going to happen to the minute. It's going to be slip and slide or this, like that type of. When you hear that commentary, it's just like, I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong because I can't imagine being on the show and just like I know everything that's going to happen. That's kind of boring. You want to be wrapped up and surprised by everything as well, and for them to put on this show that is interesting and compelling and memorable. And if everything is the same, then how memorable is it going to really be?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is so like it's and Survivor has this issue as well, where just like guys, we gotta shake it up. Can we but I think after all these years they get set into the pattern, right? Tonight Wheel of Fortune was on. I'm like, it's still Pat Sajak, it's still Vanna White. They're still fucking doing this after 40 years.
Do you Pat's gonna eventually retire?
Yeah.
Do you think that Vanna White should take over as
Sure. Like, doesn't she want it? Like, doesn't she have something better to do too? Like, like it's like, don't you want to retire?
Supposedly Wheel of Fortune only like films for like 3 months and then for the entire year.
Oh, they just do all their episodes like a marathon.
Like they do I think they do like 4 episodes in like a day.
Right. I think Jeopardy does a similar thing too, but I guess but like even Survivor, it's like, are you guys ever going to leave Fiji, or are you just like, no, we're always going to do Fiji from now on? It's like,
a couple of bad seasons, and they're like, we're sticking in Fiji.
Yeah, like I think having like I'm tired, like some more different challenges here at the end. Give us something that isn't just about memorizing competitions and what order they happened in and who won them on what days. Give us different things,
like challenge people in different things, like their dexterity, and like where was the egg competition?
Yeah, the egg and the chicken wire and all that, right?
Yeah, like I mean, like sure, like let's really challenge these people, like, and not these quiz things. The quiz format, they need to figure out another way around it. Everyone's tying and going into the tiebreaker. That means there's something wrong with your quiz, if that's the case, right? You need to figure it out for next season, because there should not be any ties, right?
Right.
No quiz.
There should be, because they all get it right. They get every single question right, and that seems to be like the way it is every year with 2 finalists. Right?
Sorry, time out. Mary Beth says news.
Ryan Seacrest, what about him? What's he doing? He's taking a
Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I know. I did think I did hear that. Yeah.
Woof.
I was like, why does he want to do Wheel of Fortune? But
Woof. Right. No, thank you.
Because he already did like the Regis Philbin thing for a while, and I don't know. He's just he's trying to take over Dick Clark's job. Pat Sajak, Regis Philbin. I don't know. There's a pattern here, I would say, with Ryan.
That's like when you have such interesting people doing Jeopardy instead. Maya Bialik and I don't want to be LeVar Burton. I was going to say Jordan LaForge. Shame on me. And I forget the third person. The winningest
Ken Jennings.
Ken Jennings. Tip of my tongue. Right? Interesting, dynamic individuals. Ryan Seacrest? Yikes.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, it's at least he's a TV guy, I guess.
I think we could have done better Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, well, we'll see how long.
Get someone from The Office. Get one of those B characters from The Office.
We'll see if he does it for 40 years like Pat Sajak did.
The chili dude from The Office, like him.
The chili dude?
Yeah, the guy with the pot of chili. I don't watch The Office. Get someone interesting. Get a character actor. Get someone interesting.
All right, I'm with you. Let's do it. One final thing here, okay? Because even though there's this whole Riley Matt showmance, okay, like is it really like the Jag Matt showmance? Because like I was like I've never like held my friend's thigh quite in this way as Jag is doing with Matt, and I was like,
note to self, it's coming, Dave.
Are you gonna hold my thigh like this next time I see it?
I'm gonna give you a nice squeeze too. Just
okay. Okay. As long as I know it's coming, but it's. I was just, and then okay. Here at the end, like just the when Jag wins and they come out and there's like a weird handshake. I feel like there's some sexual tension here. Let's see.
Ooh, maybe.
Congratulations, Jag! You are the winner of Big Brother 25. Matt and Jag, come on out.
Bojan, of course, would tackle him.
Yeah, so he comes out. So after he had like this long embrace with Matt after he's announced the winner, he comes out and then there's like he doesn't hug Matt. He like shakes his hand very firmly. It's like good job, my partner. You know,
what
like
happened in the house stays in the house.
Then he has the hug with Red. Like, I was like, I don't remember Red and Jag being a thing, but okay. And then Boy Jane, who's I get that they're friends, and that's so Jag, I don't. There have been worse winners than Jag, So
sorry if I come across like I'm dunking on Jag. If someone wins, you'd want them to win, and it's like the story is great, and you're like, wow, you triumphed, and it was an amazing victory. It just, I don't think Jag is going to ever get the credit of what he did, and that is a detriment due to how the game was kind of put together, and also who he was playing with. And I don't think he'll ever have an opportunity. If he ever is in an all-star season, he will immediately get voted out. There's no way. Yeah, Jag is. You see how people treat Janelle? Like Jag. Like Michael's going to be gunning for Jag, right? If Michael and Jag are ever in a season together.
It's hard to imagine. And good, he's the first. Okay, like we in Canada, don't we usually say seek, but he kept saying sick.
Sick. So, I think it's pronounced sick.
Sick. So. Okay, so fair enough. And then, so sick. He's like, I'm the first sick Big Brother player, but he's actually not. There was Hira in Big Brother Canada 8.
Yep. Did she win?
Well, that season was the disaster season, right? But, yeah. But, good for Jag, and I think that's all we have to say about this one.
Congratulations, Jag. Congratulations, Cameron. Before we wrap things up, thank you everyone who joined us on this journey. It is a lot of episodes, and we don't always start on time.
Yes.
But I thank you all very much for joining us on this journey every season. We'll be back, sadly.
Thank you for being with us. Thanks for the live comments, staying up with us, watching us, encouraging us. It means a lot. We did it, Jaemeel. We did it.
We did it.
And we're here on the flip side. We said we'd see you on the flip side. Here we are. And thanks to all, Josh Foster, Jeff Mader, also been on this season with us, of course.
Who else joined us? I think Murphy came up on an episode one time.
I think he may have popped his head in, but I don't think he watched the episode.
No, he didn't.
So, and I guess thanks to our sister podcast for realizing we're like, can we do this? And we're like, no, we're busy with Big Brother right now. No, it's week 13. So,
yes, we're almost there. We're almost there. And now, like a lot of the other shows on the sister podcast are not running.
Well, that's true. So maybe we'll have some windows here. Maybe that's why we have to have Santa come in here. All right. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks to Jaemeel and congrats.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you. We made it. Is that Santa over there? We'll see you maybe for the reindeer games. We'll see. Okay. Till next time.
Till next time.
Odd.
Reindeer?
Is that Santa? Oh, crap.